a massive innings defeat for Australia inside 3 days. That's how they started their Border-Gavaskar Trophy campaign in India. Look, there was a lot of talk around the Nagpur pitch. We told you how the Australian media seemed to be obsessed with that surface in Nagpur, those dry patches outside the left-handers, offside, this, that, and then of course Australia training with an R. Ashwin impersonator, for the lack of a better word, far away from where the action would soon commence for the first test match. All of that backfired, really. Ravindra Jadeja running through the Australian side in his comeback match, picking up 5 wickets, Australia crumbling for 177. And R. Ashwin picked up 3 wickets, became the fastest Indian to 450 test wickets. All of that happened. But Australia's preparation clearly not enough, not good enough. And a lot of former cricketers are now starting to ask the Australians over questions on their obsession with R. Ashwin. And obviously that outside noise around the pitch also backfired. Perhaps the Australians got that into their mind, got that into the systems, and somehow forgot to do the basics right. 177 all out on the first day of the test match. And of course, then Rohit Sharma led the charge for India with a classic 100, while the other top order batters failed. Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, some poor shot selection, some good bowling from Todd Murphy on his debut for Australia, picking up 7 wickets there. But that was the only glimmer of hope for the Aussies in that test match, badly let down by their batsmen over 2.5 days in Nagpur. It's very simple. If you look at what happened in Nagpur over the weekend, over a period of time, it was that kind of a build-up, right? There was a lot of hype around the pitch, and there is obvious hype around pitches when you play Test cricket in India. You expect pitches to turn, you expect pitches to assist spinners. But in all fairness, the Nagpur pitch was a very good Test match wicket. There was no crazy turn. There was the balls one spitting and puffing right from day one. Obviously, there was turn. There was turn on day three. Ashwin, Jadeja, and Axar Patel exploited that beautifully on Saturday. But also, Axar and Ravindra Jadeja showed that batting wasn't impossible. Rohit Sharma, class batsman, we know he's gotten runs in difficult situations and on difficult pitches in Test cricket. Go back to 2 years back. Rohit Sharma in that Test match against England in Chennai. Again, difficult surface, he stuck in, got a big 100. Rohit Sharma against England in Ahmedabad, again, ranked turner. That was a difficult pitch. He scored some runs in the first innings of that Test match, while all the other batsmen failed. Again, in this Test match in Nagpur, while the likes of Smith, Labuschagne, David Warner, Usman Khwaja, and then Virat Kohli, Cheteshwar Pujara did not get enough runs. Rohit Sharma showed what exactly to do on a track that assists spinners. And again, Ravindra Jadeja was brilliant. Undoubtedly the best all-rounder in Test cricket in modern times. Axar Patel came in and batted beautifully. Another useful partnership with Ravindra Jadeja, and then he opened up really on the third morning to give India a massive 223-run lead. Thereafter, the Australians just crumbled. Look at the way Usman Khwaja got out. Poor shot. David Warner, luckily for Australia, he was dropped by Virat Kohli in the slips, but failed to capitalize. Smith was obviously rooted to his crease. Manas Labuschagne failed. Travis Head was dropped from this Australian team. Surprisingly, it shocked a lot of these ex-Aussie cricketers. Why would he drop an informed batsman? The Australian logic was perhaps to see that, look, Travis Head does not have great numbers in Asia. But his replacement, Matt Renshaw, did not do too much. Got a golden duck in the first innings of the Test match, didn't get enough in the second innings. Peter Hanscom, he was played exactly because he had experience of playing Test matches in India, did not fare well enough. Looking at this Australian team, and a lot of people are saying that, look, you can't count an Australian team out. I would be the last person to count an Australian cricket team out. Can they launch a fight back? Why not? Yes, they are here to win. They are a proud cricketing nation. But look, there are certain things that are fair giveaways. Their obsession with the India spinners, especially R. Ashwin, And look at what Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj did in the first innings, got those crucial wickets. Shami struck again in the second innings. So you have to look at a few of these things, their body language on the field. Nathan Lyon not really coming together. Nathan Lyon's numbers in India aren't that great. Obviously, Todd Murphy, impressive debut, but then also had a guy called Jason Kresha who made an impressive debut, yet Australia lost that test match. They're going to miss a few of the key players. Now there are questions over whether David Warner will be retained for the test match in Delhi. Should Travis Head come back? Should a lot of these, it's very complicated. If you look at this Australian lineup, all of a sudden, things are getting very complicated. And what more? First off, the Australian media started with the pitch controversy, talk around that pitch. And now, after the test match, the Aussie management claimed that, look, we wanted to practice on the centre wicket, but the pitch curators came in and watered the surface. Might have been a case of misinterpretation, whatever it is. I think that whole whining and complaining needs to stop. Remember, exactly 2 years ago, India won Brisbane, an Australian fortress, Gabba. Very strict quarantine rules. India had landed in Australia, they had served out a 14-day quarantine period, yet there were such strict norms in Brisbane. For a day or two, the Indian team wasn't even allowed to leave its hotel floor. No room service was allowed. They weren't allowed to go to the gym. They weren't allowed to use the swimming pool. Obviously, it settled down after that, but the swimming pool was still out of reckoning for the Indian team. Yet they played beautifully to break an Australian stronghold, that Gabba, where they hadn't lost a test match up until that point in 2021. They hadn't lost a test match since 1988. So the Indians, look at the way they fought and look at what's happening around this Australian team. So they need to stop all of that, take that negativity away and focus on the real issues at hand and focus and prepare to launch a fight back against this terrific Indian test team. This was Rajesh Gupta bringing this to you for India Today YouTube.